I'm back.
Hello, hello.
Are we live, Richie?
We are live
On YouTube?
on YouTube.
Live.
All right. Big Glenn is there, man. Big
He's
Glenn.
got to be.
Big Glenn is there already.
I know my guy Big Glenn enjoyed ball
Did I see
today.
Did I see a tweet from Big Glenn really crushing the Bristol race?
Yes.
I
was-
thought
10
I
seconds.
did.
Excuse me. Now it's 10 seconds, Freak Nation. Man, I look like I'm freaking Love Machine on YouTube. 3, 2, and hit it there, Richard.
Give me a hug if it goes well, or chew my ass out if things go really bad.
They know that I ignore that one. I take the risk, as racing drivers do. So,
Are you telling me we probably shouldn't air this interview?
no comment.
Triple digits in golf freaking sucks ass.
Oh, see, I'm not a golfer,
Does.
so
It does. I agree. It's not fun.
I've led 860 something laps the last two, so obviously I'm going to be biased to this. I just think it's more fun.
Try again.
Live on the Freak Radio Network, broadcasting from the Lucas Oil Studios. Driven by General Tire.
Rock on, baby!
I am serious. Here's the Freaks.
Ladies and gentlemen, the doctors are in, and we've got the fix for these last 3 races for NASCAR. Stick around so you can hear that. And we've also got some patients that'll come in and help us fix the issue with Darlington, Martinsville, and again, Bristol, the boring, expletive type races that we've seen the last 3 weekends in a row. Austin Cindric will be here. Tyler Reddick will be here. They've all got their take on what we should be doing with these boring-ass short-track races, and then some. Also coming up, Kyle Kirkwood will be here in the Freak Nation. IndyCar Series winner from Long Beach, winning the 50th annual Long Beach Grand Prix. He will be here in the Freak Nation. Crash Gladys checking in from Long Beach. She'll be with us for most of the show until they kick her ass out of the freaking Dan Gurney Media Center. Look at that. Can you find it? That is just a perfect spot, Crash.
Wait a minute. You think that I didn't put this here? This is not where this lived for all weekend. This was greeting people at the top of the convention center where you check in for the media center. I brought it into my cozy little penthouse room here and put it behind me so it looks like it's purposely placed.
It's tasty, man. We got Cole Cusimano sitting in the number 2 seat. It's okay. We'll figure it out. Richard C. Suave still in the dungeoners, like a lot of the kids say on X, thinking he's there in his mom and dad's basement doing the show.
That's what. Hey, if you listen to the good folks on the Speed Freaks social media channels and the Larson Bros, that's what they think I'm doing. Anytime I criticize Kyle Larson, I'm doing it from my basement. You know what? They want to be wrong. You know.
Lawrence Van Thorn will be joining us here in the Freak Nation. Dude won himself I don't want to get too much in the weeds in this out of the gate crasher.
It's a little difficult to explain, yes.
Yeah, he won his 3rd IMSA race in a row, but not in the same car.
Exactly. But don't worry, his teammates also won Saturday, at the Long Beach Grand Prix. So they've all won the first 3 races of the year. Am I confusing you even more?
There we go. So Freak Nation, again, the topic at hand here as we join the Freak Nation from Lucas Oil Studios every Sunday night is Bristol. And we said this last week. We said on a horsepower hump day that it's setting up to be another boring race. If you're a Kyle Larson fan, I understand how much you'd love it. You heard Kyle Larson talk about it at the top of the show. He'll be joining us here coming up in moments about, he's a little biased, but he likes boring races like this. Now, come on, Kyle. We know damn well if you got your ass handed to you at Bristol, you would not be saying the same damn thing. And looking at, again, the Twitter Nation or X Nation here at Speed Freaks on Twitter, on X, whatever the hell we're calling it nowadays, it's good to see that the Freak Nation's coming around and they're not the big snorkel fest of, you know what, that's a pretty good race. Bro, I tweeted this out earlier, Cole. I don't know if you saw this, that I jumped over to Fox to see if there was some pre-race coverage early for the IndyCar race, and I caught the last 4 minutes of stoppage time between Kansas City and the Portland Timbers, and I saw more passing in those 4 freaking minutes than I did the entire G-damn race at Bristol. We got to do something about this. Cole, Crash, Suave, I think I've got a solution, but I want to hear what the hell you guys have to say about what the hell we witnessed for, 2.5 hours? 2 hours or 45
God.
I mean, that was the silver lining right there, because the race went by so fast that we didn't have to endure much more of it. But, it's tough, man. It's really tough because going into the weekend, there were so many expectations of the same product from last spring with the tire degradation and all that. But the end result was 2,197 green flag passes.
Say that again?
2,197 green flag passes. That is the second least in the Gen 7 era. 4 lead changes. 4 total lead changes. That was the 7th time since 1961 there were 4 or less lead changes at Bristol. So
okay, hold on a second.
Not good.
Go to that 4 shot again, Richie. All right, go to the 4 shot. Cole, read that 4 passes. read that stat, and I want all of us to have a face for that.
A reaction.
Okay?
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, I already had a face.
I got you guys. So this was the 7th time since 1961 that there were 4 or less lead changes at Bristol Motor Speedway.
All right. Did somebody get a snapshot?
Okay. Can I add to the stat chat that we're doing right now?
Yep.
Because as you can see, I'm at the Long Beach Grand Prix where IMSA and IndyCar and Super Trucks raced this weekend. This is a track that's not known for passing at all in any of the series. And we didn't have a ton of passing in IMSA nor IndyCar. But IndyCar had 9 passes for the lead. 9. And you're telling me Bristol on a 500-mile oval, they only had 4? What's going on?
That is absolute garbage.
Shaking my head. Shaking my head. You were saying there were more lead changes in the freaking Masters, right?
Yes.
Right?
There are more lead changes in the freaking one and only playoff hole.
It's not a good look, man. Not a good look for a track where like you're used to seeing so much action and so many great races and memorable finishes and whatnot. This is just not a great look at all.
And am I that old white dude that still looks at stands and the fans or lack thereof?
It was bad.
That was 30, 40,000 that typically would sit about 80 or 90 at one time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it looked emptier than a high school football game. That's not even varsity, JV. That's what it looked like to me. Which I put out this poll about this, and I asked, how do we fix the Gen 7 short track era? I said, throw the car in the trash, more horsepower, or worse tire, and 49% are saying more horsepower, 41% throw the car in the trash, and 10% are saying worse tire.
But don't you think the easy fix, though, is the tire?
Well,
isn't that the easy without having to sink millions and millions?
I think this is a bigger problem than just the tire.
You think it is actually that setup of that?
It's the car.
Gen 7 car.
It's the car, but the tire you'd think would be the easy fix, and that was what all signs were pointing to in practice and qualifying, but clearly didn't translate to Sunday. So I mean, it's the car at this point. People want more horsepower. Give them more horsepower.
Well, when I say the tire, I mean the tire with the different compounds.
Right.
Every professional motorsports series that's worth a damn has different tire grades. IMSA? Crasher, does IMSA have tire grades?
Ooh, that's a really good question.
Right?
I don't believe so.
I don't think they do.
I truly don't believe so.
Okay, IndyCar, Formula One, and NASCAR at Phoenix does. Right? NASCAR at Phoenix does. That was what I was talking about with the easy fix. Let's just get through this freaking season. And O'Donnell, call a freaking audible, bro, because I can promise you if this, all right, we have Easter coming up this weekend, then we have Dega. We're going to rely on Talladega to try and fix this crap show for the last 3 races?
Yes.
It probably will. It's Talladega.
Yeah, but you understand my point.
Oh, of course.
This freaking series was born and bred on short tracks.
Exactly.
And we're getting these POSs of races, not 1, not 2, but 3 in a row, where the NASCAR nation, They drank the Kool-Aid a long time ago. You could give them a crap show, and they'll go, yeah, I like that. You can give them a snoozer, but 3 in a row, they might start putting the Kool-Aid back down and drinking the real sauce and realizing that there's something going on, and this S has to be fixed.
Mm-hmm. Well, the off week's coming at a perfect time right now because, I mean, like you said, 3 straight stinkers, and then you get Talladega coming up, so hopefully that'll revive things, but it's a shame. Yeah, NASCAR was built on short track racing, and the product's just been so bad with this next-gen car. But I think there's different ways you can go with this. Richie, like you were saying, more horsepower. Do you go to 1 race a year at these tracks like we see at Richmond now this year? I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to it at this point if we're going to stick with the Gen 7 car and it's going to be this bad of a product for visually. Like, that could be the answer.
Get rid of them all. Just dump them.
Get rid of them
Get rid
all.
of them.
We can't. Bristol's been here since 1961.
I don't care.
Martinsville,
I want good races,
1949.
Cole. I don't
Come
care.
on.
I don't care. I know I'm in the minority, okay? I've said this about Monaco, too. I don't give one rat's ass about Monaco. I don't care if it's been on the schedule for 75 years. It is the worst race on the calendar. It is not meant to host Formula One cars anymore, and I say the same thing about every single one of these NASCAR short tracks. I don't give a rat's ass about its history. I want good racing. I want to be entertained, and all the short tracks are not entertaining, and nobody's showing up. So why do them?
That's Richie being Richie, but to a degree,
What?
Rich.
No,
No,
it's
hold
not.
on.
No,
I'm
it's not.
going to kind of back you up because these were the tracks that were built decades ago, and the horsepower, the size of the cars, the build of these cars, it's not your dad's Bristol anymore. It's not. It's not your dad's. Excuse me. It's not your dad's Martinsville anymore with the size and the ability of these drivers, man. Mm-hmm. It's a different animal that's got to be freaking solved. Quick style, bro, because when you got to rely on a track where half the drivers hate racing it, Talladega, to bring it back to life, holy smokes. Freak Nation, his name is Kyle Larson. He'll be joining us. Also, Kyle Kirkwood, your IndyCar Series winner from Long Beach, will be in here. We'll hear from Austin Cindric and Tyler Reddick. It's all coming up right here. Be sure to follow us on Twitter, or X as the kids call it, Facebook, Instagram. Right here from Lucas Oil Studios, SpeedFreaks Pits, and what the hell did I just say it again? I'll say it again. Lucas Oil Studios. Hit it.
SpeedFreaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
As your power steering pump ages, seal leaks may occur, causing the power steering system to lose fluid. Your power steering system may also develop an annoying squeal, and the steering may become more difficult to handle. By using Lucas Power Steering Stop Leak, you will stop the seal leaks, reduce slack in rack and pinion, eliminate the squeals and hard spots in your power steering system. It is guaranteed to stop seal leaks or your money back. Lucas Power Steering Stop Leak. It works.
Well, Freak Nation, it's that time of the year when General Tire would like to hand you some cold, hard cash. Now through the end of April, purchase a set of 4 qualifying passenger tires from General Tire and get up to $80 back on a Visa prepaid card. Plus, if you purchase the 4 qualifying passenger tires with your General Tire credit card, you can get up to an additional $80 added to your Visa prepaid card. For more information, hit them up, GeneralTire.com. General Tire, the official tire of SpeedFreaks for over 2 decades.
This is Worldwide Technology Raceway. It's not like other videos. It's 1 1/4 miles long, and no 4 turns are the same. One wrong move, and it can bite you. It's not your normal racetrack. Some racers love it. Some hate it. Champions respect it. June 14th and 15th is not just Father's Day weekend. It's the Bommarito Automotive Group 500.
Spring forward with real unlimited data from Straight Talk this tax season and get a free Samsung Galaxy A16 5G or Moto G Power 5G 2024 with select plans. So you can stream games during Mad March hours, check the weather for April showers, and watch gardening videos about May flowers. Straight Talk, real unlimited data, available at Walmart and straighttalk.com. Offer valid through 4/15/25. Taxes and fees apply. Requires purchase of single line gold unlimited plan or higher. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com.
Why'd I go to the doctor? My heart would race just taking my son to practice. It didn't feel right. So I got checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Lowe's knows that your business is built on speed and trust. That's why the Lowe's Pro Desk is here to get you what you need the moment you need it. We'll help you plan your project, calculate your materials, and pivot when your job takes an unexpected turn. And with our pro-only checkout and dedicated pro parking, you have what you need to tackle your job and be back on the job in no time. Just visit us at the Pro Desk. Lowe's knows pros. We help. You save.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
Freak Nation, I can't say it enough, man. Lucas Oil and lucasoil.com is a great go-to website. Be sure to follow them on social media, Instagram, Twitter. Like their Facebook page. They've got all the products to keep all of your rides on the road fat and happy. Go to lucasoil.com. That's lucasoil.com, the official lube of the Freak Nation, for about the duration of these 25 years that we're going to be celebrating coming up in June. Kyle Larson with the win. Kyle Larson with a big win at Bristol, with a lot of things going on, ancillary items going on outside the car, with the passing of longtime PR personnel and we're going to spend some time talking about John Edwards, and I know if you're a NASCAR fan, you know about John Edwards by now. Second hour, we're going to spend some time talking about John in that last segment and give him his due, because he has been synonymous with us, with Jeff Gordon and Kyle Larson. Passed away last week, but we'll get to that coming up next hour. But Kyle Larson with the win. Of course he likes this race, Cole, but I brought up, this isn't your dad's Bristol or your dad's Martinsville, or this isn't your dad's NASCAR with these size of these cars now.
Exactly. Yeah, no, you hit on that perfectly. Like, you've seen a noticeable shift in how this track and how these drivers used to race at tracks like Bristol and Martinsville compared to years past. And I love when Kyle Larson wins, because you get more content from Cliff Daniels, and Cliff Daniels is one of the most intelligent and well-spoken guys in the garage area. He actually touched on this in his post-race press conference. Dustin Long asked him why he was watching a replay of the 2004 Bristol race on top of all his other duties, watching race replays for this weekend. So here's what he had to say about why he was watching an old race at Bristol.
Well, I hate to admit this, because just in my family background, I like to think of myself as a little bit of a NASCAR history buff, but I totally forgot, I think, the fact that "It's Bristol, baby" came from him from that race. So that was fun to see. Why am I watching it? I had exhausted myself on watching all of the 2023 and 2024 races. And as we're working through the week, there's a lot of things going on with our week, especially this week. But it was kind of on in the background. And for me, it's a helpful reminder just to see, the way the track has evolved, the way the sport has evolved, and just have a healthy appreciation for what it is that we do. There's so many, veterans and people of the past of our sport that have paved the way for us to get here. The next gen era is certainly unique to what it is, as have many of the eras of NASCAR been. But our whole team is a team full of racers, and we have a very healthy appreciation and respect for the ones who paved the way for us to be here.
Now, what stuck out to me from this clip was how he said he was exhausting himself watching the races from 2023 and 2024. So what does that tell you when your crew chief's watching film and he's literally bored, exhausted watching these races? Something has to get done, right?
But that was going to be my point. Was he said it without saying it? What we've been talking about for the first 18 minutes of the show is something's got to be done about these racetracks.
Mm-hmm.
Richie and Cole, you guys just want to dump the. Can I tell you a quick story? You know what? I'll tell the story sometime in the show about a dinner that I had, Crasher. Why was I in Indianapolis? And I'm sitting with these individuals that worked with Dodge and a couple of other folks that.
That was the Hot Rod Power Tour.
Was that the Hot Rod Power Tour?
You just happened to go through. Yeah, you happened to go through Indy on that. Yeah.
That's what it was. And the stories they were telling me about getting this Gen 7 car ready were bananas. Bananas. I hope to share that story coming up. More from Kyle Larson, Cole.
Yeah, so I mentioned it earlier. There were a lot of talks about this being a very similar race to last spring at Bristol, with the tires falling off dramatically after 40 laps, but it wound up being a Kyle Larson show where he led over 80% of the race. Completely different from what we were expecting, but this is Kyle Larson on if he prefers a more unpredictable race with tires falling off or a more standardized race like the one we saw today.
I've led 860 something laps the last two, so obviously I'm going to be biased to this. I just think it's more fun. Like, we're still out there managing, our runs. So I don't know. I don't know. Last year was a very excessive. I mean, we were running maybe 50%, throughout a run. And that was too much. But then, today we're much closer to 100% every lap, but, somewhere between 85 to 90%, trying to still manage everything, like me in the lead. Like, I don't want to get my stuff too hot to where when I catch traffic, I can't pass lappers. So, I think that's why Denny and I were still able to, lap a lot of cars, is because we still did a good job managing our tires. Although it might be a little less wear, it's still a lot more temp related that you're managing. So I would obviously love it if it could still, like, the tire could lay more rubber and the pace would, the track would get slicker. Like with Xfinity, it gets really black. And when it gets black, it's just greasy feeling and the pace slows down.
What Kyle Larson is saying there, without saying it, kind of like his crew chief did about 3 or 4 minutes ago, is, we got to figure this thing out at Bristol. And with that stat you dropped on us, Cole, 4 lead changes in the entire race.
Yep.
That's 4 lead changes. This is a track that, again, typically the race will last 4.5 hours. We got it done in under 3 hours, right?
Yeah, a little over 2.5. Yep.
And to have such little passing for the lead on such a short track, this isn't just like, it's kind of a crappy S show. No. You hear him talking about these different compounds, these different rubber elements that lay down in Xfinity. This has just got to be fixed. And we sound like a broken record for 21 minutes into this GDM show. But these drivers and crew chiefs, Crasher, are saying what we're saying without saying it.
And there's nothing allegedly that can be done. I mean, we've been screaming to bring that alternate tire to all the other short tracks, but we're not hearing anything from NASCAR, the sanctioning body. Nobody is admitting that these races are not the greatest product that they've ever put out there. And so change is not happening. I don't know how much more a crew chief or a driver needs to say it without saying it to get the point across, because media's not working. Drivers and crew chiefs aren't working. What's going to change?
Cole and I talked about this going just before we went live. Would we rather watch an S show or a boring race? And I would say yes, I'd rather watch an S show at Bristol than I would a boring race. Don't ask me to.
Well, hold on. It goes back to Richie loving the first year of the Gen 7 car on the road course at Indianapolis because that was an S show. At least with an S show, you get entertainment.
It's unpredictable.
It's unpredictable.
That's why we watch sports, dude. We don't watch sports just to watch a team drub another team 15-0 in the middle of the regular season, right? We watch it because it matters when it matters most, and we watch it because it's unpredictable, and that's why we watch. And we want to be entertained. And that's what NASCAR is missing right now with this car in general. And I wonder how long this is going to take them to figure out that, like, listen, we just got to get rid of this damn car, dude. Like, I think I mentioned this on Wednesday. This Gen 7 car is the best thing and the worst thing to happen to NASCAR in the last 25 years because the parity is great. 2022 is great. Even last year we had so many different winners. But NASCAR's like they're like stuck in the middle here, and they can't figure. They're like Malcolm in the middle, and they can't figure out what to do.
Nice.
Real quick, let's get to the other soundbite before we get the hell out of here.
Yep.
Cole.
So Kyle Larson came up 1 spot shy in the the Truck Series race of completing yet another weekend sweep. So here's what he had to say about coming up 1 spot shy once again.
I don't know. I race a lot, so it's cool, to win 2 times in a row on the same weekend. But I don't overthink it or celebrate it too much, I guess. So I just love the race, and I love Bristol, and was really excited about this weekend. Obviously, wish I could have been one spot better on Friday to join Kyle,
22.
but regardless, I had a great time this weekend and got to lead a bunch of laps and challenge for wins and win a couple of them. So, yeah, proud of it, and hopefully get the chance to do it again in the future. Next year would be, I'm done racing trucks and Xfinity for this year. So hopefully the schedule lays out right. Next year I can try again.
Kyle Larson, I put a lot of thought into it. I just like driving a damn race car.
I race a lot.
Race a lot, right, Crash?
Another day at the office.
Yes. We get out there in my rental car and kick the ass of AJ Foyt the fifth. That's how I roll.
The fifth? Are you saying someone's pregnant?
Negative. I'm saying you're in the Dan Gurney Media Center there at Long Beach Grand Prix. Hey, Freak Nation, we're going to take off those GDM vendors and go IndyCar racing with your race winner, Kyle Kirkwood, will be joining us next. Also, Austin Cindric, Tyler Reddick. It's the Speed Freaks. Only here can you get post-race analysis this freaking hot. With such a crap box race, man. All right, Freak Nation, Kyle Kirkwood. Beard and all. Netflix Soul Studios.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
Freak Nation, get this. General Tire has launched a comprehensive Shield Plus Advantage plan for passenger and light truck tires. What that means for you is when you purchase General Tires, the Shield Plus Advantage plan lets you enjoy a complete package of multiple warranties and coverage to get the most from your tires. The plan applies to all General Tire passenger and light truck tires purchased as replacements in the U.S. and Canada with DOT serial numbers. For more information, hit them up on GeneralTire.com. General Tire, the official tire of Speed Freaks for 2 decades.
Lowe's knows how to help pros save. That's why the new MyLowe's Pro Rewards program lets you unlock exclusive member deals on the things you need every day on the job. Plus, MyLowe's Pro Rewards members can get volume discounts on eligible orders through a quote of $2,000 or more. Join for free today. Lowe's, we help, you save. Exclusions, more terms and restrictions apply. Program subject to terms and conditions. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
You know what's better than a limited time deal? An unlimited time deal. That's why the Wendy's $5 Biggie Bag with a Junior Bacon Cheeseburger, 4-piece nugs, Junior Hot and Crispy Fries, and small soft drink is available all the time. Because the best time for fresh, never frozen beef and Applewood smoked bacon is all the time. Duh. I feel like I'm repeating myself a lot. For the best deal of all time, gotta be Wendy's.
Unlimited time does not mean forever. U.S. price and participation may vary. Prices may be higher in Alaska, Hawaii, and California and via third-party delivery. Fresh beef available in the contiguous U.S., Alaska, and Canada.
Keeping your pride and joy perfect is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Start with Slick Mist Speed Wax. Simply mist on and wipe off for a professional detail or shine. For your tires and trim, there's Lucas Slick Mist Tire and Trim Shine. Spray on and wipe off for better than new look. Then finish her with Lucas Slick Mist Interior Detailer. Just spray and wipe. Easy. Use Lucas Slick Mist Car Care products and she'll never look better. Fast, easy, and professional. Really, it's sort of like having an extra set of hands. Or 3.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it'd go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was gonna unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go. Shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
This is Worldwide Technology Raceway. It's not like other videos. It's 1 1/4 miles long, and no 4 turns are the same. One wrong move, and it can bite you. It's not your normal racetrack. Some racers love it, some hate it. Champions respect it. 14th and 15th is not just Father's Day weekend. It's the Bommarito Automotive Group 500.
Well, Freak Nation, it's that time of the year when General Tire would like to hand you some cold, hard cash. Now through the end of April, purchase a set of 4 qualifying passenger tires from General Tire and get up to $80 back on a Visa prepaid card. Plus, if you purchase the 4 qualifying passenger tires with your General Tire credit card, you can get up to an additional $80 added to your Visa. For more information, hit them up, GeneralTire.com. General Tire, the official tire of Speed Freaks for over 2 decades.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
Freak Nation, coming up in moments, Kyle Kirkwood, your IndyCar Series race winner from Long Beach. He'll be joining us here in the Freak Nation. But this segment brought to you by our good friends, Straight Talk. Need more data to stream Speed Freaks or your freaking favorite jams? Then switch to Straight Talk. Get real, unlimited data on a reliable 5G network. Do it, Freak Nation. Straight Talk, available at Walmart or straighttalk.com. Crasher, you're hanging out in Long Beach. You had a chance to sit down with Kyle Kirkwood for a little bit post-race, talk about that race win. Was he, let's go ahead and go to 4-shot, Rich. Was he, watching this interview, he seemed a bit relieved with that race win, given, I guess, how a lot of people anticipated this race might be a little bit better than we've had in years past?
No, he was just that relaxed.
Yeah.
He had an epic weekend. He won the race from the pole exactly 2 years ago, winning it from the pole, but it wasn't like it was easy. He didn't constantly lead. I mean, there were different strategies playing out. Hey, NASCAR, did you hear what I just said? There were different strategies playing out, like tire strategies and pit strategies. Okay, just had to say that. But it wasn't necessarily relieved. He was just so relaxed. It was a spectacular weekend for him, for the team. He alludes to somebody else who had a great weekend who sat on his pit box. I don't want to give it all away right now, but there's no real relief. He was on cloud 9 all weekend.
Freak Nation, his name is Kyle Kirkwood. Crasher caught up with your Long Beach Grand Prix IndyCar winner right now. Speed Freaks Pits, Lucas Oil Studios.
So this guy right here has just won the historical 50th Long Beach Grand Prix. Kyle, this is now your second win in Long Beach. Slightly different cars. Is there anything to compare and contrast your 2 wins here?
Yes and no. There's ways, and the car now is a different strategy. It's a different tire, and we now have the hybrid unit compared to 2023. But it was somewhat of the same. I think ultimately we just ran a better race here today than we did in 2023, where in 2023 we actually lost the lead for a lot of the laps, and it was because of strategy that we were able to get ourselves back into the lead. Here we kind of just had a lot of control from qualifying through the entire race, through practices. We felt like we were in a really, really good spot, and I'm thankful for the team because of them. They give me the tools, they give me a car, they give me the strategy, the pit stops, everything that allow me to go out and win.
But it's still you that does the hard part, and it's your butt that feels what's good and bad in the car to tell them.
I definitely do not have the hard part. I can tell you that much. They have the hard part. They're the ones that work day in, day out through the off season while I'm hanging out in Florida surfing on a surfboard. So they definitely have the hard part. I just get to push the pedals and turn the wheel. But fortunately, I do pretty good at that. So I help them. I'm obviously an asset to their team, but they're a huge asset for me. And it is a team effort, a team group win here today.
You just said surfing. You're in California. This is Surf Central, not Florida.
We have surf in California. Kelly Slater's from in Florida. Kelly Slater lived 2 hours north of me and started surfing there. So there's waves in Florida. It's not as good as here. I give you that, but we do have some waves sometimes.
All right, I want to see some of these surfing waves. You're not going to be by the ocean in a long time, though. You've got Barber, you've got a month in Indy, and then you've got the Midwest sweep. When are you going to get back on a board?
Fortunately, my crew chief has a wake surf boat, so I'm gonna go surf behind his boat at some point in Indy because there's a few lakes up there. That's what I do. That's the only way I get back onto a board. You know what? I don't surf as much as I used to because it's still considered dangerous. Whatever.
I'm interrupting. Is it in your contract that you can't?
It's a great question. It probably is. But they know that I ignore that one. I take the risk, as racing drivers do. So.
So are you telling me we probably shouldn't air this interview?
No comment, I guess.
This race, you mentioned in the press conference, you said, I'm sorry if this looked like a boring race. You know, you coming from pole. But the stats say otherwise. 160 on this track, 9 lead changes in the race, 0 yellows. That's insane. And this is, of those stats, the best since 2012. How can you capitalize on that for the fan base moving forward as we get on this momentum kick before Indy?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I was referencing more the lead changes, right? I guess there was different strategies and people were able to pay attention to that, but there ultimately wasn't a passing for the lead, which is exactly what I wanted. But it's not what every single fan wants. So your stats are very important, right? You know, I think we've grown as a series as there is years on this car, years on this package. We tend to get more and more passes kind of everywhere we go. Maybe not all of them happen in the front, but they obviously cover a lot of things that happen in the middle of the pack, and that's very, very important. We got 27 of the best drivers in the world here. And there's a race happening, whether it's up front, middle of the pack, or wherever it's at. There's a very important race happening, and fortunately all that today. But it is important for the fans to be able to see that as well.
One nugget I want to drop out there before we let you go. And by the way, you've been doing interviews for about 2 hours by the time I get you. You're done right now.
Yeah.
But Robert Wickens, he was on your box today. This was a pretty special win, not just for you, not just for the 50th, but for him making his return to the top of IMSA this weekend as well. Our friends at Racer Magazine are going to do a really good, Marshall Pruitt actually is going to do a really good story on it. Can you explain some of those additional emotions to the weekend?
Right. So Robbie Wickens is obviously a big part of our team. He pays attention to a lot of things that we don't really get the chance to, and he has a completely different outlook on things. So he was clearly one of the fastest IndyCar drivers in his time, and this weekend was very special to him, getting back into the top tier motorsports series in GTD. So to driving again here this weekend, I actually went down to the Lexus pit stand and watched for a little bit. And I noticed in the practice too that he was actually the fastest, right? Which is huge for him and huge for his morale and huge for the racing community as a whole, right? There's been a huge push to make sure that he gets back into cars. Brian Herta, who is on my stand, had put him back into the Hyundai program, won multiple championships in that, won multiple races in that, and to see him climb back up the ladder, IMSA, is so cool. Even after a couple of big crashes that he's had, out of his control, of course, and yeah, I mean he's stuck through it, and it's a very inspiring story, right? And this is a big weekend for him, and to cap it off with a win is even more special.
All right, are you ready for a beer or 12?
36, something like that, yeah.
36. Okay, so here's a question for you guys. Will Jeff Cluck's poll reach the percentage of as many beers as what Kyle Kirkwood wants to drink?
That's
saying.
It's gonna be close.
Yeah, I know. I think it will be.
Crasher, I think I heard this on the broadcast today, that they've had 3 cautions over the last 3 races in IndyCar.
Well, okay, technically yes, but if you're talking full course cautions, because local yellows don't really count.
Right.
So full course cautions. Here's what it is. 1 full course caution in 3 races. And might I remind you that full course caution happened on lap 1 of the St. Pete season opener. So yeah, they haven't had a caution since the first lap of the season. That's bizarre. That's bizarre.
And that stat was a little kick in the nuts for me. And the other one was where they said, yeah, and again, I know this, but just in the 3rd race into the season, I'm looking at all my calendars and it's almost freaking May, man. He only raced 3 damn races, right?
Well, the same could be said for NHRA too. NHRA
it.
is only on their 4th, so
I get it.
Not everyone starts in February. Let's just be honest. I mean, Formula One's only on 4, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, come on, 3, 4. That's average.
We got about a minute and a half. Your biggest takeaway from Long Beach this weekend?
People loved the party being back. I didn't get the vibe last year that I got this year. Chalk it up to the 50th, whatever. Chalk it up to, here's something else I was very aware of. Not as many Formula One shirts on fans walking through the paddock as last year. This year, more actual IndyCar team shirts people were wearing. I was blown away with that. But yeah, the crowd was wild. It was a party to be had. They did it really well, really respectfully and really fun, if those two things can even go together. It was a great 50th anniversary.
How can you have co-grand marshals, Mario Andretti and Al Unser Jr.?
Because of their wins at Long Beach.
There you go. I'll give you that.
I mean, Mario's Mario, and I don't have the stats in front of me right now how many times he's won Long Beach, but Al Jr. Al wiped the floor with everybody winning at this place. Kyle Kirkwood's on his way. He's already got 2 in 3 years.
And the second point, right?
He is now second in points, yes.
All right. Crash Glad is hanging out in Long Beach for the Long Beach Grand Prix. And we'll try and get to that interview of Lawrence Vanthor, who won the GTD class in the IMSA race Saturday afternoon. Also coming up, Austin Cindric will be in here, and Tyler Reddick. Plus a salute to a great man, John Edwards. We'll get to that. It's all coming up. SpeedFreaks Pits, Lucas Oil Studios.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
From the labs at Lucas Oil Products, Lucas Oil Complete Engine Treatment is a multifunctional cleaner plus lubricant. For every fill-up of gas or diesel, add 1 16-ounce can of Lucas Oil Complete Engine Treatment. 1 bottle can treat a tank of up to 21 gallons. Its special additives allows a better fuel burn to help increase your miles per gallon. Expect longer engine life, longer oil life, cleaner exhaust, less fuel consumption. Lucas Oil, it works.
Lowe's knows how to help pros save. That's why the new MyLowe's Pro Rewards program lets you unlock exclusive member deals on the things you need every day on the job. Plus, MyLowe's Pro Rewards members can get volume discounts on eligible orders through a quote of $2,000 or more. Join for free today. Lowe's, we help. You save. You save. More terms and restrictions apply. Program subject to terms and conditions. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
Freak Nation, get this. General Tire has launched a comprehensive Shield Plus Advantage plan for passenger and light truck tires. What that means for you is when you purchase General Tires, the Shield Plus Advantage plan lets you enjoy a complete package of multiple warranties and coverage to get the most from your tires. The plan applies to all General Tire passenger and light truck tires purchased as replacements in the U.S. and Canada with DOT serial numbers. Hit them up on GeneralTire.com. General Tire, the official tire of Speed Freaks for 2 decades.
If Ernest Hemingway was alive today, would he say this to you?
Shakespeare, Mark Twain, Edgar Allan Poe, all great writers. And after reading your book, I simply must add you to the list.
Wait, you don't have a book yet. So make a free call to Page Publishing. Turn your book idea into publishing gold.
800-215-6818. 800-215-6818. That's 800-215-6818.
David was in big trouble with the IRS.
At first, I didn't owe that much, but after this year, it was out of control.
Then David called Get a Tax Lawyer.
Right away, they were like, oh yeah, looks like you're qualified to save.
Get a Tax Lawyer went to work.
Should have called way sooner.
Get a Tax Lawyer has helped thousands like David fight the IRS and get a fresh start.
Call 745-3070. That's 800-745-3070.
This is Worldwide Technology Raceway. It's not like other videos. It's 1 1/4 miles long, and no 4 turns are the same. One wrong move, and it can bite you. It's not your normal racetrack. Some racers love it. Some hate it. Champions respect it. June 14th and 15th is not just Father's Day weekend. It's the Bommarito Automotive Group 500.
There is less than 1/100th of an inch of motor oil protecting your car's engine. Friction and heat causes engine oil to experience thermal breakdown, weakening its ability to protect the engine and its parts. Lucas Heavy Duty Oil Stabilizer is specially formulated to resist thermal breakdown, protect vital engine parts, and extend the life of your engine. It also stops smoking, knocking, and oil consumption in worn engines. Lucas Heavy Duty Oil Stabilizer. Keep that engine alive.
Well, Freak Nation, it's that time of the year when General Tire would like to hand you some cold, hard cash. Now through the end of April, purchase a set of 4 qualifying passenger tires from General Tire and get up to $80 back on a Visa prepaid card. Plus, if you purchase the 4 qualifying passenger tires with your General Tire credit card, you can get up to an additional $80 added to your Visa prepaid card. For more information, hit them up. GeneralTire.com. General Tire Speed Freaks for over 2 decades.
Speed Freaks, Motorsports Radio, redefined.
Freak Nation, you rolling on General Tires where you should. How about $80 back? Up to $80 back with Visa prepaid card if you buy 4 qualifying tires from our friends at General Tire now through the end of April. Go to GeneralTire.com. That's GeneralTire.com to find out how you can get money back when you buy 4 General Tires. GeneralTire.com. Fish for Tire, the Freak Nation. So, Tony Stewart, longtime friend of the Freak Nation, actually a gentleman who we coerced into cord of his son, Dominic. Once his beautiful wife, Leah Pruitt, decided to give birth, Stewart was there, and according to news sources, he took the advice of yours truly and cut the cord of Dominic. But he can cut loose with another trophy to his trophy room, Cole Cusimano.
Mm-hmm.
Save the best for last, but share with us what Tony Stewart, Smoke, has won over 2 decades.
Yeah, Smoke rose in Sin City today. Tony Stewart has won a NASCAR Cup Series race, NASCAR Xfinity Series race, NASCAR Truck Series race, ARCA, IndyCar, Sprint Car, Midgets, Silver Crown, IROC, SRX, NHRA Top Alcohol, and NHRA Top Fuel. That's 12 different disciplines for Tony Stewart.
He wins in Las Vegas. This is his second season, Crasher?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
second season.
Last year was his first season in Top Fuel, and this is his second, yeah. But no wins until now. In Vegas, of all places. His baby's there. Dominic's there. Oh, man, we have a picture. Someone sent us a picture of 3 generations of Stewarts all there in Victory Circle today. Just what an event. And it's 4 wide nationals. We talked with many drivers over the last several months on how difficult the folk at a 4 wide nationals event. So Tony being Tony and doing Tony Stewart things, his level of being able to compartmentalize things and not let other things distract him, this was just a key win for him. Absolutely key. Of course, it's the 4 wide nationals where he takes his first Wally.
You know what's crazy? Like, we had the Motorsports Mount Rushmore a while back, or a week or 2 ago. I'm surprised that Tony Stewart's name wasn't brought up, because you look at what he's done, 12 different disciplines to win in. That's really like unheard of, I feel like. It's crazy.
Because of those drivers that we've talked about putting on the Mount Freakmore.
Mount Freakmore.
They would all, I would say a majority of them would all say Tony Stewart would be on their Mount Freakmore. Because if you go through the lineage of, you go through those line items of, he just didn't win races in those series. He just didn't win a race in those series. He won races in those series and championships in those series. And of the 25 years of us doing Speed Freaks, again, we started on one little radio station in Los Angeles, now Freak Radio Network, and every other freaking media outlet you can imagine. When we started this thing, NHRA was pretty much a go-to source for us with the race winners every time they'd race. Because of our tenure in the business, we've built some fantastic relationships. And Crasher, you'll know this, we never saw anyone coming to the NHRA to run Top Fuel car, NASCAR, Sprint car, IndyCar, but you would see NASCAR drivers, NHRA drivers go to other series to race. Running a top fuel car, a funny car, is unlike anything that you can imagine. And let's just say that's me. Let's just say I'm a NASCAR Cup Series driver that has won championship. It's just not. No, I wouldn't do it. And there's a reason why they wouldn't do it, because they can't handle. What are they up to now? Crasher horsepower.
12,000 horsepower. There was a cool graphic. I forget if I sent this to you guys or not. It was a graphic on X this weekend about how the 4 wide nationals, you have 4 fuelers up against each other at the exact same time. That's 48,000 horsepower. That's more than the entire Cup field combined. That's more than the entire IndyCar field combined. What? Yeah, that's a lot.
Mm-hmm. So Tony Stewart, he was hooked the first of a top alcohol rail. And when he made his first pass in a fueler, the lights went off and said, it's got to happen. And when his wife, Leah Pruitt, got pregnant, that was the chance for him to jump in the race car and compete in top fuel. And for him to get a top fuel win in his second season, this is his first full-time season, right?
No. Last year was full-time.
Yeah. Okay, he jumped. They traded. Yeah, he got into her car through tail end of 2 seasons ago, right?
No. She started last season only at the beginning of the party before the year.
Oh, you're right. That's right.
This the only race she did, and then he kicked things off in Gainesville. He did the entire full NHRA season last year.
That's right. It was PRI in 2023 where they made the SpeedFreaks about how she's going to relinquish the wheel to Tony after the All-Star Shootout.
Oh, thank you. The shootout. Yeah.
Yep. So Tony Stewart, his second season, go in and win a top fuel race. He's running against dudes that have been running top fuel for years and years and years and still haven't won their first freaking race.
Yes, but we brought up parity with the Gen 7 car a little bit ago. The parity, you brought this up with Jack Beckman a couple of weeks ago. The parity in Top Fuel and Funny Car has been pretty astounding this year. And we're just seeing it again. It's just, what is it? I don't know, because typically these classes, you'll have 4 or 5 wins per driver. I don't know. I cannot explain why there is parity now in NHRA, but I can say that I'm liking it.
When you see somebody like Tony Stewart jump into a series, and we know the popularity of Tony Stewart. Everybody here on this freaking show, and you watching us, you know how popular Tony Stewart is. Again, if you're just now tuning in, Tony Stewart got his first top fuel win this weekend in Las Vegas, the 4 wide nationals. If you're not familiar with what 4 wide nationals are, it's 4 top fuel cars running against each other.
It's very loud.
Yeah. And if you've been to a NHRA race and seen fuelers run, you've got 2 top funny cars running. Just 4 together is insane. And I will say this, there are a number of drivers that can't stand the 4 wide nationals. They can't stand them. They'll say it on our show. I don't know if Proc was one of them, Crasher, but I know Robert Height was one of the drivers that said, I can't stand it. I think John Force, off camera, told us, well, sorry, I just kind of spilled the beans there. Sorry, John Force.
I don't think John Force said anything.
Hey, how's it kind of made that up there, Freak Nation?
Of course you did.
Just because of how to some of them, it's a gimmick. But again, I'm going to dig a rabbit hole here. Every form of racing or sport has a gimmick, right?
No, definitely. I mean, as an outsider who wasn't really honed in all that much on NHRA, I think the 4 wide nationals are freaking sick. Like, see 4 of those things. Like you said, 12,000 horse pit. It's really cool. It's better than just 2. You double that. I love it. Brings more eyes into the sport. I think it makes it more entertaining.
So how do we apply this to Bristol to get ourselves a better race at Bristol? Is there any way?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
No.
It's just, no. Except, like what drivers have been saying, they want more horsepower. They want to make the cars looser, put it more into the driver. NASCAR's not going to do anything. It's even talking about it.
Crasher, I disagree with you. NASCAR is going to do something. They cannot continue.
Not this season. There's nothing that is saying that they're eagerly ready to jump on something and make another change. I mean, the whole optional tire in Phoenix kind of came out of nowhere, but it was before the season, so it was something that they were arguably thinking about ahead of time. I just don't see anything changing in 2025.
I think they precedent. Like we said it before, like they should have brought the option tire to Martinsville, to Bristol, all these short tracks to improve the product or help improve the product, but they're firm in their stance that they're not doing that going forward the rest of the season. So
they're too busy in the courtroom instead of focusing on the on-track product.
Yeah, that's right, Richie.
Freak Nation, Austin Cindric will be joining us here in the Freak Nation. Also, Tyler Reddick will be joining us next hour. And a salute to John Edwards, any of the NASCAR coverage over the weekend. And frankly, another four-shot, Crasher. I saw, was it Lundgaard? Who was it that gave props to John Edwards after the race today?
It was Christian Lundgaard.
Yeah.
Yes, of course, John Edwards being Kyle Larson's right-hand man, and Kyle Larson partnering up with the Arrow McLaren team last year and again this year to do the double, the Hendrick 1100 essentially. Yeah, John Edwards made some friends in the McLaren team, and so massive props to Lundgaard for giving him a shout out. Lundgaard wasn't a part of the McLaren team last year, but he still understood the importance. There were lots of conversations going around throughout this entire IndyCar and sports car paddock about John Edwards this weekend. Loads of people missing him. So yeah, he touched so many people on so many levels in so many disciplines of motorsport. So yeah, for Lundgaard to shout him out, that was just a massive respect.
Austin Cindric, Tyler Reddick, next. Speed for Spitz, Lucas Oil Studios.
Motorsports Radio redefined.
From the labs at Lucas Oil Products, Lucas Oil Complete Engine Treatment is a multifunctional cleaner plus lubricant. For every fill-up of gas or diesel, add one 16-ounce can of Lucas Oil Complete Engine Treatment. One bottle can treat a tank of up to 21 gallons. Its special additives allows a better fuel burn to help increase your miles per gallon. Expect longer engine life, longer oil life, cleaner exhaust, and less fuel consumption. It works.
You know what's better than a limited time deal? An unlimited time deal. That's why the Wendy's $5 Biggie Bag with a Junior Bacon Cheeseburger, 4-piece nugs, Junior Hot and Crispy Fries, and small soft drink is available all the time. Because the best time for fresh, never frozen beef and Applewood smoked bacon is all the time. Duh. I feel like I'm repeating myself a lot. For the best deal of all time, gotta be Wendy's.
Unlimited time does not mean forever. U.S. not mean forever. U.S. price and participation may vary in Alaska, Hawaii, and California via third-party delivery. Fresh beef available in the contiguous U.S., Alaska, and Canada.
Why'd I go to the doctor? My heart would race just taking my son to practice. It didn't feel right. So I got checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Well, Freak Nation, it's that time of the year when General Tire would like to hand you some cold, hard cash. Now through the end of April, purchase a set of 4 qualifying passenger tires from General Tire and get up to $80 back on a Visa prepaid card. Plus, if you purchase the 4 qualifying passenger tires with your General Tire credit card, you can get up to an additional $80 added to your Visa prepaid card. For more information, hit them up, GeneralTire.com. General Tire, the official tire for over 2 decades.
Spring forward with real unlimited data from Straight Talk this tax season and get a free Samsung Galaxy A16 5G or Moto G Power 5G 2024 with select plans. So you can stream games during Mad March hours, check the weather for April showers, and watch gardening videos about May flowers. Straight Talk, real unlimited data. Available at Walmart and StraightTalk.com. Offer valid through 4/15/25. Taxes and fees apply. Requires purchase of single line gold limit network management practices. Visit StraightTalk.com.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it'd go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Cause I never met a clog that was gonna unclog. It's Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
This is Worldwide Technology Raceway. It's not like other videos. It's 1 1/4 miles long, and no 4 turns are the same. One wrong move, and it can bite you. It's not your normal racetrack. Some racers love it. Some hate it. Champions respect it. June 14th and 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 14th. 14th and 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 14th. 14th and 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 14th and